scoot off to the exit, to the hallway off to the left side so everybody else can still hear our divers. So, with that, let's see if we have Steve on the line here. Steve, are you there?
Yeah, I am, Matt. How are you?
Good, we can hear you very well. Okay, we have Steve on. He's one of our volunteer divers. And Steve, I see you got a couple other divers with you. In fact, I noticed that diver behind you's got a long pole. What's that all about?
Yeah, Matt, that diver behind me is our safety diver. They watch out for the two of us since we're kind of preoccupied talking to you. That pole is about 4 feet long, and it makes them look bigger. So they just run up to an animal and they have to come a little too close with that pole out in front of them and it drives them away.
Right, so they're just a really kind of a little noisy there. They don't usually, the safety diver will not use that pole to stab at a fish. They just hold it out to make themselves look better, to distract them from our divers. Now, we got sharks, we got rays. Are there any fish here that you're more concerned with than others as far as safety goes?
Well, the ones we're most concerned are grouper. Our groupers, the giant groupers, are very territorial, and they like certain areas of the exhibit. They're usually hovering around the cooler bed of this big window here, and they're an ambush hunter, so they really kind of sit and lie in wait. But they do come up to us sometimes and get a little bit aggressive and come at us, and that's the ones most of the times that the safety divers pick.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. We don't have a lot of sharks over here. The divers are more concerned with the giant groupers, one all the way over there to the right, because they do get kind of territorial. Diving in here looks really great, but tell us, what is the difference between diving here and diving out in the ocean?
Diving in here, there's a lot of differences, but the biggest thing is you can see all these animals from all over the world in one exhibit. They come from the South Pacific, the Pacific region, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Pacific. So all over the world, I can see them all in one place, which is fantastic. And I'm guaranteed to see the whale sharks. I could go someplace that they frequent out in the open, but I may or may not see them.
Right, and something we kind of take for granted here, as Steve was saying, is if you go down to the Atlantic or the Indian Ocean, the Pacific, you would not see all these animals in one place, but because they can live in about the same temperature of water, the alkalinity, how much salt minerals are in this particular water here, we can bring them all together for your viewing pleasure. I know you can see all the people in the back there. We do have a gallery full of guests here. Do you want to go ahead and take some questions?
Sure, we can take some questions. That would be great.
Okay, if anybody has any questions about any of the animals you see here, anything about diving, go ahead and raise your hand. I'll come on. We'll get those questions from you and see if Steve can answer them. We'll start over here. What's your question? Steve, do you know if we've ever thought about having great white sharks, or why would we not have great white sharks?
Wow, that's a great question, Matt. Great white sharks are very difficult to keep in captivity, and it never really happens. They're just such a predator. They roam, and they're just not kept in captivity.
All right. One of our young guests wants to know about, I'm going to change the question up a little bit. How many different types of fish do we have here, and how many fish do we have here at Ocean Voyager?
Wow, there's thousands, literally, probably about 5,000 to 6,000 in this exhibit. If somebody wants to start, count at that end, and I'll start over here. But yeah, we literally have thousands of animals, and we have about 50 different species.
Right. And it's, you're asking how do we keep track of all the different fish, and sometimes you have to use the dive cards that they're passing out so you can tell which ones are which. And when you're here a lot, you get to learn which fish are which. We'll go here, yes. Steve, have you ever had any interactions with any of the fish bothering you?
No, really, they don't. Fish, as many animals, they kind of favor you. You become towards them, they move away.
One of our guests was asking about, I kind of turned the question a little bit. Do we have to worry about the fish eating each other?
Well, yeah, they are predators and prey in here, so it is a concern because you do have some that will prey on other animals. But the way we try to prevent this is we keep them all well fed. If you keep the animal fed, they're not as out to eat, right? They're not looking for food, just like we. As humans, if we're not hungry, we're not going to go looking to eat something.
Right, so that's the secret. Keep all the animals well fed. They won't eat each other, but every once in a while you do see some unauthorized snacking. But we really we don't like that going on here. Yes. Steve, tell us about the filtration system. How long does it take to filter all this water? How many pumps and filters do we have?
Oh, this place is something like over 6.3 million gallons of water. This is absolutely a huge amount of water. The filtration system will turn it over in an hour. So literally, we have 6.3 million gallons of water filtered in an hour.
Just a reminder for everybody, it's a little difficult to hear Steve, especially when he's talking underwater. So just a reminder, if you do need to use your voices, use your inside voices, so everybody else can still hear our divers. What Steve was telling us about the filtration system is basically we have enough pumps and filters in the back. We can clean all this water in about 1 hour. So you can imagine how many pumps and filters we have in the back. I mean, it's incredible what we have to do that Mother Nature does out of her own. Yes. Steve, tell us about the whale sharks. They probably eat a bunch of food. What kind of food do they eat?
Oh, wow. Whale sharks are fantastic animals. Great. The whale sharks actually eat very small animals, krill. That's what they are, just small shrimps in silver size. But they can't eat anything larger than the size of a fern because their throat is only as big as that. So krill and small silver size.
Right, that's what's so ironic about the whale shark. The whale shark is the world's largest fish. As Steve was saying, their throat's the size of a quarter, so they can't eat any of these fish, but what they do eat, for the most part, is a small shrimp-like animal called krill, about the size of your pinky. Yes, what's your question? Steve, do the fish sleep at all? Can we tell if they're sleeping?
Fish will sleep. They'll sleep. A lot of sharks, basically, our sharks will sleep one half of their body at a time. Sleeping literally shut down. The lighter hooked out to their brain. But they have to continue swimming to stay alive and get the water from the gills. Get the oxygen out of the body. But some fish will actually get down in the rocks or crevices and sleep, yes.
Yes, one thing as Steve was mentioning, in particular with some of the sharks have to keep moving. So they can't just sit down at the bottom of the ocean and go to sleep. So what happens is half the brain goes to sleep, so the other half can stay awake and make sure the shark keeps moving so they can get the oxygen out of the water. Steve, before we wrap up here, any closing comments?
Yeah, if you like, I don't know if you were able to see, but we do have a swim and dive program for our guests here at the aquarium. So if you're a certified diver, you can actually dive with the whale sharks here while the animals just as I am. If you're not, and you just want to swim with them, you can swim at the surface. It's a great program and they let you get into this exhibit and see the animals up close.
That's great. Okay, so as Steve was saying, If you're a certified scuba diver, you can actually go diving here in Ocean Voyager. If you're not a certified scuba diver, but you enjoy swimming and snorkeling, you go swimming and snorkeling here in Ocean Voyager as well. A little while ago, we had some of our snorkels in the water. But two great opportunities to see Ocean Voyager from the other side of our window here. Okay, that's about wrap it up. You guys gonna come up by the window? Okay, so how about a nice hand for Steve? Do a hand wave like that, probably good applause and sign language. Thank you very much, Sid. And as he was saying, when they disconnect, they're going to come up by the window here. If you'd like to get a photo with them, they're not camera shy. They'll start here, they'll work their way down the window there to get a big photo with Steve and the other divers. So with that, you're welcome to stick around and enjoy the view if you are leaving us. The exit is just off to your left side, and it will take you out to the atrium, where you can access all the other gallons here at the Georgia Plant. And we do enjoy the rest of your stay here at the Georgia Plant.
Hi guys. If the whale shark come at me, whale shark is on the floor. I'm going to the floor. I think so.